What? What?
I saw a thing. It was terrible. It was like a brain, but it had glasses, and it was terrifying.
So greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to part 7 of Metroid Zero Mission. The last part was the finale. In this part, this is an extra video I'm going to be showing.
Welcome to the Meta Knight playthrough of Metroid Zero Mission. Got 100% with Corby, and we're going to be getting 100% this time.
Oh, fun fact,
the fight to King Dedede.
There is a track that plays in this room and only this room. Like,
Dude, that was jamming.
I know Eric couldn't hear it, but you know it's actually a pretty halfway decent track, so it's kind
Except
of a shame.
it only plays in that room.
Yeah, which is that's the second map room that is required in order to beat the game, because again you can't get around it like the one in Ridley. Here in this part, ladies and gentlemen, I had some bad luck with this area during some of my practice playthroughs, so I did not want to have to come back. So,
wait, did you just double save?
I might have, or maybe I edited it badly. I kind of...
In the events that you edited.
Because, like, what you guys didn't see there is those were two separate video files. Because, like, what happens, ladies and gentlemen, is sometimes the Hopog is a piece of shit. And doesn't like to...
That's his recorder roaring.
Yeah. My capture card, it's a Hopog HD PVR. It's gotten better since they updated it recently. But... every once in a while, like when I did my Metroid Prime playthrough on my own channel, like there were so many occasions where like I went through the entire phase on Mines only to discover that, oh no, the video recorder just stopped working. So then I had to like redo it. So like you learn when you have to do this to like save in between recording sessions, you know? So,
this is important information.
And so like when I recorded this, I wanted to make sure that I didn't die and have to redo a huge chunk of this, but I also didn't want the recorder to fuck me over, so I split it into separate video files, don't you know?
This is interesting. Maybe you should talk about, like, what the hell is happening.
Sure, so, honestly, I have...
Break it down.
It's kind of like a long stealth section. Basically, you're playing as a bare-bones Samus, and I do mean... Well, see, she's wearing, her... iconic Zero suit. I believe this is the first game to feature it. It was either that or Prime 2. And, I don't know, somehow when she crashed her ship, she lost her suit. It's not really explained that well. But now Samus has to infiltrate the Space Pirate Mothership in order to find some way off the planet. She's still stuck on Zebes. So, like, for those of you out there who have played the original version of the NES version of this game, you might recall that for a Space Pirate base, Zebes was conspicuously absent of space pirates. So, Zero Mission kind of explains it. Like, well, it kind of sort of does. If you've read the manga, then you know that supposedly while...
You read the expanded universe.
If you've read the manga, then you know that while Samus was down on planet Zebes trying to track down Mother Brain and whatnot, Adam Malkovich and the Galactic Federation Army were actually distracting the Space Pirate forces, including Ridley. So that's why we got those cutscenes where Ridley was just like, wait a fucking second, and then like drove back to Zebes, you know?
He drove. Yeah. I like to imagine he has like a Mini Cooper. A space Mini Cooper.
And then like when he pushes the horn, it plays that kazoo Ridley theme. No, it plays the kazoo Ridley theme.
Oh yeah. He has like the dice in the window and everything.
So basically what happened is when Kraid died, like, the pirates realized, hey, there's something going on back at our base.
Days' thing happened. And
so...
and the only thing you have... I suppose it's explained in the cutscene that the only thing you have is that pistol.
Yeah, this is the Paralyzer. Basically what you do is, as long as you don't hold or touch the shoot button, it'll store up energy. That's what the gauge is up there. And then once it's full, you can shoot it at the space pirates to stun them long enough to get by them. So it's a really interesting section, I find. Like, I imagine
Didn't you hate it the first time you played it?
I don't think I ever hated it. It was something different. Like, if any of you have played Fusion and you remember the Samus Aran X, it's kind of like that, except it goes on a little longer than those sections did.
Oh, yeah.
Where you had to, like, run away from the SAX and
Yes.
It was really scary because of those echoey footsteps and whatnot.
It was super scary.
And so basically what we're doing is we're dodging space pirates. If you know the level design well enough, you can actually skip a certain amount of the running away from them. Like if you can shoot open parts of the walls to prevent the pirates from seeing you.
Have you done that?
I've only really discovered some of this stuff while I was doing practice playthroughs. Like,
yeah, but how are you doing when you recorded it? Did you do?
I tried to get one. We'll see it later on. And like, there's even a thing you can do to like cheese one of them in like the last section. So like, if you know this well enough, like you can. Like again, that's something I really like about the Metroid series. Is just the level and depth of quality to the level design. So over there is a thing in the wall. And if you can grab onto the side, you can shoot that guy and avoid him completely, but I fucked up.
Oh.
No, in this part, no matter how tempted you are to just jump up there and keep going, hide in there until he leaves. Otherwise, he will chase you, because he will crawl through that little hole. And Eric can't hear it, but the musical thing that's playing here is actually a remix of Crateria from Super Metroid. The doo-doo-doo. I'll turn it up for you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's actually pretty cool. They remixed this track again for Planet Ugardis in Metroid Prime 3. Which is the pirate homeworld for you Metroid scrubs.
I just knew it as the pirate homeworld.
It's only really called Ugardis in the Japanese version, and if you look at
read the manga,
if you look at some of the lore in the game, it will call it Ugardis as well. But
if you've read the lore,
now these eye things, though, obviously you don't want to get caught by those super interlaced beams. Like seriously, you can tell where one field starts and ends. But I digress.
You don't want to get caught by those. Proceeds to get caught by those.
Oh, I just find it faster because I was bored.
So what you're saying is the advice you just previously gave was
exactly
a load of bullshit.
Oh, and by the way, I recommend getting getting as many energy tanks before you fight Mother Brain as you can, because each one that you have now here, if you shoot that guy and you can time it just perfectly, the alert will go away before you leave this little area here. But see, that guy back there saw me, and then nobody could see my finger pointing at the screen, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this part really isn't that hard. There are many save stations along the way, which all have, like, recharge stations built into them now. I'm not sure why the whole game couldn't have just been like that, but the Chozo statues were good enough, I guess. So, you know, like, I recommend saving at every opportunity, unless if you're a badass. Which is why this is where part 2 and part 3 are gonna separate off here, because like I didn't want to have to redo that section if I died, because then I'd have to redo the whole thing. So, come on, Michael, press the A button.
So this is part.
This is part 7-3 you're watching right now.
7-3. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
What?
7-1 was about 2 minutes long. That was.
What was 7-1?
Well, all 3 video files are in the same part.
Oh, well, why does that matter to anybody else but you?
It doesn't.
Okay,
I like how those things are like
then.
holding up dumplings on plates. Or something.
So this is why this game is called Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. Yep. And this time,
if you've read the manga, then you know who that guy is.
If you've read the manga,
his name is Old Bird, and he was one of the 2 Chozo guardians that raised Samus on Zebes.
Those nostrils, though. That was cutscenes are pretty.
Oh, by the way, there's a boss.
Good. Oh yeah, the mirror. Yep.
Yeah, so when the symbol shows up, shoot it. It has to be a fully charged shot, otherwise it doesn't count for some reason. If you stand still for long enough, he'll start shooting thunderbolts at you, so keep moving. See, there I stopped, so then he shot me.
That's an asshole move. Isn't this like a proving grounds thing?
Yeah, sort of. You'll
How
see
about you sprain yourself real quick?
If you shoot it and the symbol's not there, you'll actually hurt yourself. So, you know, don't shoot wildly, because first of all, that kills your charge and whatnot. It does get progressively harder, because like then he'll start shooting, you know, shock waves along the ground. That can be hard to dodge. Again, get as many energy tanks as you can before you fight Mother Brain. And this part will be so much...
Good thing you said that post Mother Brain.
Well, I doubt anyone's following this along, like, part for part. In their own... Well, if they are, then this would be kind of embarrassing. For me.
You've been narrating the entire damn game as though people were supposed to be following along.
Alright, so this part's kind of interesting.
You
remember all of those, Speaking of which, I'm drinking Pepsi right now because of something or other. All those inconclusive items that we got earlier are being unlocked now. The plasma beam, the gravity suit, and the space jump? Yes.
Space jump.
Yep. All very useful abilities, none of which were in the original Metroid, so that's why we're getting them now.
That's a good story. Now we're purple because gravity suit.
And
do you even need the gravity suit for anything? So there's
we're gonna be seeing some areas where we'll need it now, because like.
So this is definitely one of those moments where they're like, all right, you had to get through here with none of this stuff. Now I can go back and be a masochist blowing up everybody.
Right now we're hearing a remix of Oh, by the way, another terrible Shine Spark puzzle here.
Oh,
I'm not gonna talk about that this time though. The gravity suit has two effects. First, obviously, it makes it so that you can move freely in water. It also makes you immune to lava damage, so there might have been a part of Norfair that we couldn't visit. We didn't have this.
So you can go back to Zebras?
Yeah, like pretty much at this point, you can go anywhere in Zebras that you want. Like, now that... Well, actually, there's one more item that we need to get. You might remember while we were blabbing in the stealth section.
I do remember the blabbing.
There was a space pirate holding the power bombs. That's what we gotta go get next.
Virgin.
Once we have the power bombs, we can go anywhere and do anything, and then after that, it's pretty much gonna be cleanup, because this is 100% playthrough after all. And then we'll get to the second finale of this game, the extra finale.
You're such a fucking douche. Welcome to the finale. Winks audibly. Winks audibly.
Oh Jesus, I should have cut this out.
What, it's been like 12 minutes, right?
Oh. What the hell did I just... Fuck! And we're back!
So a horse walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Why the long face?" No.
Alright, so this one, it's not as bad as some of them. Like, the only real tough part is, like, right there, where you have to, like, suddenly screw attack into a wall out of nowhere. And of course, if you fuck up, you gotta walk all the way back and do it all over again. And of course, you can't just walk out of this area.
And that makes Michael an unhappy camper. Oh.
Alright, that's that one. Gonna be a little tricky. Oh, by the way, there's a power-up I missed coming down that shaft area because I was busy with that Shine Spark. I always forget to get it.
What's the name of that the alien that would always groan at, like, in Futurama at Zap
Kif.
Brannigan? Yeah, Kif. That's how this playthrough makes me feel. Whoa!
There's like a part where like Zap and Kif are like climbing up a ladder, and it's just like, whatever you do, Kif, don't look up. And then he looks up into like his little velour skirt, and he's just like,
I'm sure that joke is much more funny when, you know, repeated on a low-quality internet show.
So anyway, those doors...
Hashtag Kermit's Wag.
Oh, actually, I might as well explain that in the next part. So, yeah, that's it, folks.
That's a cliffhanger if I've ever seen one.
We'll see you guys next time.